Order. 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 We'll move to question number 5. Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Did he read the report, Taxation of Multinationals, prepared by the Treasury and the Inland Revenue Department, dated 15 August 2013? And what was his response to the statement in that report in respect of foreign trusts, quote, "To protect our international reputation, it may be necessary to strengthen our regulatory framework for disclosure and record keeping"?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, as I said in my answer to the member's near identical question on the 6th of April, yes, I did read the report and agreed to all the recommendations in it. The main recommendation was that ministers agree that initiatives, quote, "to protect the New Zealand tax base from base erosion and profit shifting should be the key focus." This is exactly what the government has done. Base erosion and profit-shifting tax strategies allow multinationals to exploit gaps and discrepancies in tax rules to shift their profits to foreign countries where tax rates are lower. New Zealand's been working with the OECD and the G20 to develop a coordinated global solution to address this, because a solution carried out by one country on its own is unlikely to be effective. Yesterday, the IRD released the action plan setting out the steps the government has already taken, as well as further steps in the pipeline to address this issue.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Why did his government not act on advice from officials in August 2013, again in August 2014, again in November 2014 and again in December 2014 that the rules around New Zealand's foreign trusts were damaging our reputation and needed to be tightened?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, in August 2013, officials didn't recommend the government take action on it, actually. What they said was take action to protect the New Zealand tax base, and there's a long string of further actions that have been taken, consistent with New Zealand having one of the tightest regimes for the taxation of foreign ownership of income that can be taxed by New Zealand. And so our priority was protecting the New Zealand tax base. The Schuin inquiry has given us clear direction about how to deal with the foreign trusts, which are, of course, all about the tax bases of other countries.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Is it correct that the November 2014 briefing from IRD that was referred to him as Minister of Finance already included work on a review of foreign trusts, with a report due to go to the Minister of Revenue in December 2014?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, I can't confirm that, but it may be the report. It may be either that or some similar report that led to the legislation that's now before the House dealing with the role of look-through companies with respect to foreign trusts, about which the advice is it will bring an end to most of the types of activity that the member and ourselves would like to see finished.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Will he now admit to this House that the Inland Revenue Department had started work on a review of foreign trusts? That work was stopped because the foreign trust industry, through the Prime Minister's lawyer, influenced the government, and now 3 years on, New Zealand's reputation has been damaged because he didn't do that work?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, no, because none of what the member has said is correct. The only New Zealand's reputation is that it has one of the toughest regimes for taxing the incomes of foreign companies, and he should just go and ask a few of them who complain regularly to us about how tough that regime is. And with respect to his first few assertions, as I explained in my first answer, the government's priority has always been the protection of the New Zealand tax base. Inland Revenue, in the midst of a large-scale transition in their own organisation and IT system, have limited resource, and we made decisions about priorities, which we stand by.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
In light of that answer, why has the government's priority now changed so that they will tighten the rules around foreign trusts? And is it just because of the publicity from the Panama Papers, and otherwise his government would have gone on siding with the mega-rich and the foreign trust industry?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the member's assertions are simply wrong. The government will reduce the priority it's been giving to other matters to deal with the recommendations of the Shewan inquiry, because it is important that we deal with the issues of information disclosure to ensure that everyone does have full confidence in our regime. But I'd stand by my statements. New Zealand has one of the toughest regimes in the developed world for the taxation of income of foreign-owned companies.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order. Grant Robertson.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave of the House to table an Inland Revenue Policy and Strategy Policy Report dated the 14th of November 2014, which includes the statement that there is work underway on a review of foreign trust tax.
This is a paper prepared by IRD dated 14th the 11th 2014. Leave is sought to table that particular piece of paper. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 6.